Hello everyone, my name is Priranjan Kumar, and before starting the session, I would like to congratulate you for the Happy New Year. So Happy New Year, all of you. And now we have to start the topic. So as you know, we already discussing about the light, and in the light session, we already discussed about the image, the mirror, and the reflection, and the introduction session. And now we have to talk about the spherical mirror. So what is the spherical mirror? You know that in the last class, in the session of uh, image, I discussed about the mirror. So if you hadn't watched that video, that class, then go for it, and after that come back to this class. But if you completed that class, then you can stay here. Okay, then what is the spherical mirror? So spherical mirror is basically a mirror. Look, mirror mirror is of two types. One is the plane mirror. Plane mirror. Another is the spherical mirror. Okay, very good. What is plane mirror? Plane mirror is a mirror whose reflecting surface is plane, or we can say which is made of plane glass. So we can write it is the mirror whose reflecting surface is plane. Okay, and this is the plane mirror. This is the symbol for the plane mirror. Okay, we generally represent by this diagram the plane mirror. Now the next question is spherical mirror. This is discussed. I already discussed about the plane mirror, and I already discussed about the image found by plane mirror. So now we have to discuss about the spherical mirror. A spherical mirror is the mirror which is made of hollow glass sphere. Okay, or we can say, right, we can also write the mirror whose reflecting surface reflecting surface is a part of hollow glass sphere. Or we can also write the mirror whose reflecting surface is a spherical only. These are same definitions. You can use any definitions, whatever whatever you want to use by your own understanding. If you feel that this one is easy, then use this. If you feel this one is easy, then use this. If you feel this one is easy, use this. Okay, then let's understand what does the spherical mirror means and what are these concept means. So look, a sphere, you know na, a sphere. What is a sphere? I am drawing a simple diagram of a sphere. Like this is a sphere, and in a sphere there must be a radius, there must be a center. So when you want to make the mirror from the hollow glass sphere, look, this is a hollow glass sphere. Let's assume this is a hollow glass sphere, and in this sphere I am cutting its two part. Look, one part, and let's say this is the another part, and we got only this part, only this part, we can say this part. Okay, so it will be found like this, and it will be also be found like this. When you cut a sphere, what will happen? When you cut a sphere, uh, what you got this type of structure, okay, like a ball. So in this, when you look how the mirror is formed, so mirror is formed by uh, coating with silver. So when we polished it by silver in backward, in this surface, backward means we can say plugged out surface, this is the plugged out surface, then this will be have as polished surface, polished surface, and this will be have as reflecting surface, reflecting surface. In this portion, uh, if you polish by silver from inside, what you got, this surface will be polished. So if this surface is polished, what will happen, this will act as this surface, the surface which is inside, this surface will act as uh, polished surface, polished surface, and this will act as reflecting surface. Are you getting me? So very easy. If there is a glass sphere, you cut it into two part and polish it on either side. When you polish it on the plugged out surface, you got this type of a structure. When polished in the inside surface, you got this type of structure. So this this can be represented by this. Look, it is polished from outward and its reflecting surface is inward. So this is the mirror which is polished from outward and whose reflecting surface is inward. And in this mirror, what you got, this mirror is polished from inward and reflecting surface is outward. This mirror is polished from inward and reflecting surface is outward. So the mirror whose reflecting surface is outward is called convex mirror. This is the convex, the mirror whose reflecting surface is outward. Look, in this picture you can also see this is the reflecting surface, this is the polished surface, this is the polished surface, polished surface, and this is the reflecting surface. Here this is the reflecting surface, reflecting surface, and this is the polished surface. Okay, so mirror, the spherical mirror can be of two types. One is the convex mirror and another is the concave concave mirror. What is the convex mirror? Look, I think it's very easy now. Convex mirror is a mirror, convex mirror is a mirror whose reflecting surface is plugged out, or we can say outward generally, whose reflecting surface is outward. And what is the concave mirror? The concave mirror is the mirror, the spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is inward. Look here, this is the reflecting surface and the outer part is uh, poly surface. So this surface is outward, but whenever you want to define any mirror, then defined by the term using reflecting surface, not use the poly surface. So if the reflecting surface is inside, then concave. If the reflecting surface is outside, plugged out, then it is convex. Very easy. So a spherical mirror is of two types. One is the concave and another is the convex. Concave mirror is what? It is the mirror whose reflecting surface is inward, okay. And the convex mirror means the mirror whose reflecting surface is outward. The mirror whose reflecting surface is outward is called convex, and the mirror whose reflecting surface is inward is called concave. So how many types of spherical mirror is this? A spherical mirror is of two types. One is the concave mirror, very good, and another is a convex mirror. Okay. Okay, then students, first you have to write it. After that, I will explain every terms in the spherical mirror. So write it first. Okay, then now we have to talk about the different points and important points of the spherical mirror. What is used to understand the basic concept of the image formation by the spherical mirror. Okay, then look, a spherical mirror is what? It is a part of hollow glass sphere. The reflecting surface of the spherical mirror is a part of hollow glass sphere. So I am drawing a sphere, and I am making both the mirror in same picture. Look, this is the, from here we start making this kind of picture, this kind of diagram for the mirror, and this, this is for the what? This is for what? This is for concave mirror. Look, this representation, this kind of representation where reflecting surface is inward is called what? It is the concave mirror. Concave mirror. And this, when you polished from inside, you got this kind of mirror, and this mirror is called what? This mirror is called what? Convex mirror. Very good. This is the convex mirror. So these are two mirror. I am erasing the remaining part. We got only the mirror. Okay, then now if this is a mirror and it is a part of a sphere, then there must be a center of a sphere. So look, this is this, let's say this is the center for the sphere, whose part is the mirror. So if this is the center, then this C is called, means the center of a sphere whose part is the spherical mirror is called center of curvature. It is the called COC. COC means center of curvature. Okay, what is the center of curvature? It is the center of the sphere whose part is the spherical mirror. A spherical mirror. If there is a spherical mirror, then there must be a center. Look, in this mirror, this center lies here, and in this mirror, this center lies behind the reflecting surface. This is the reflecting surface, and the center lies behind. But in concave mirror, the center lies in front of it, and we represent the center of curvature by C. Next is the, if there is a sphere, then there must be a radius. Okay, then, and the radius, look, this is let's say this is the radius, or this may be radius also, this may be radius also. You know how the radius of spherical mirror is constructed. So these are the radius, and radius is represented by R. So R is what? R is the radius of curvature. Center of the sphere is called center of curvature. Radius of the sphere is called radius of curvature for the mirror. So ROC means radius of curvature. What is the radius of curvature? Very good. It is the radius of the sphere whose part is the spherical mirror. Easy, very easy definition. Okay, and here, if you want to draw here, then this is the, okay, let me draw it again. I assume that line was straight, but it bent. Okay, then this is the from this center to this point. It is the what? It is the radius. And here we can also draw from this center of a sphere to this point, this midpoint. This is the radius of curvature. Okay, then now we have to discuss about one more thing. The mirror should have a midpoint. If this is the mirror, then there must be have a midpoint. There must be a central point, and that central point of the mirror is called pole. Okay, what is the pole? Pole is the midpoint, or we can say the geometrical midpoint of the mirror. If there is a sphere, there is a concave mirror, or look, this is the concave mirror. So in this mirror, this point must be the geometrical midpoint of this mirror. And if this is a convex mirror, I am drawing it here. I am drawing it here. Oh, wait. So this is a convex mirror, and this point must be the midpoint, the geometrical midpoint. So the midpoint, the geometrical midpoint of the mirror is called what? It is called the pole. Here the pole can be this one, this point can be pole, this point can be called pole. Okay, so P is what? P is pole. Very good. And what can be definition of pole? It is the geometrical midpoint of the mirror. The geometrical midpoint of the mirror is called pole. Here this can be pole, this is the midpoint, and here this can be pole, this is the midpoint. Okay, very easy. Next is the axis, principal axis. What is the principal axis? So when you join the center of curvature and the pole, when you join the center of curvature and the pole, you got a line. And this line, this infinite line, this line is called nothing but principal axis. This line is called what? Principal axis. Principal axis is what? Principal axis is the line which joins the center of curvature and the pole. Here, center of curvature and the pole. We can also draw in this picture. This is the pole, this is the pole, this is the center curvature. So this line is called what? This line is called, very good, principal axis. X dash. This line X dash. X dash. The line X dash. X dash is what? Principal axis. What is the principal axis? The line which joins what? Joins the center of curvature and the pole. Very good. Is called principal axis. Very easy. So this line is called principal axis. This line, this is an infinite line, infinite length line, and this line is called principal axis. Now we have to discuss about some more points, like this surface, this whole surface is behaves like a reflector. Here this surface, look, don't get stuck here. This surface and this surface are all same. This is one, this is also one, and this is also one. These are similar because these are concave. This is 2, this is 2, this is 2. These are similar because these are convex. So I am drawing concave mirror in 3 different forms. Here this is the concave mirror also, this is concave mirror symbol, this is the concave mirror with the point marked here. Here, this is the convex mirror. This is the convex mirror also, and this is the convex mirror where all points are marked here. Okay. Next, we have to discuss about one more thing. That is the uh, aperture. What is the aperture? The mirror should have some diameter. This is the size of mirror. This is the size of mirror, and this size is called the aperture. This size means the length between this edge to this edge is called aperture. So aperture can be represented by m n m n m n. This is m n, and this is the aperture. Aperture is what? It is the actual size, or we can say diameter of the mirror. Means the size of the mirror. Size. This one is also size. This one is also size. Size of the mirror is called aperture. Next is the curvature, the reflecting surface. I am writing where I can write. Look, I can write here. Curvature. Reflecting surface. Reflecting surface is called curvature. Here in the spherical mirror, the curvature is the reflecting surface. Okay, so curvature is the reflecting surface. Now we have to know more about the focus and the focal length. So first I have to erase it. Okay, then after erasing I will meet. So everyone first write. Everyone done? Okay. So now we have to talk about one more thing, that is the focus. What is the focus? Look, if the light rays comes from infinite, means the light rays come from very large distant object, then what happens? The light rays intersect the principal axis at any point. Sometimes the intersection may be real, sometimes the intersection may be virtual. Like in this mirror, when light ray uh, incident from infinite and it is parallel to the principal axis, what will happen? It will reflect in such a manner that it will intersect the focus at any point. Sorry, it will intersect the principal axis at any point, and the point where the reflected light ray intersect is called focus. Very easy. Look here, we can write, if uh, there is a light which is parallel to principal axis and coming from infinite, then it will reflect in such a manner that it will not intersect. But when we extend it in backward direction, we will find that there is a point on the principal axis where it can be cut, where the intersection can be done, and this point from at which point the intersection is done, that point is called what? The focus. Here look, in this mirror focus is not real, focus is virtual, because this light ray is not intersecting at this point in reality, but here this light ray when reflect, then it intersect at this point in real. So in concave mirror the focus is real, but in convex mirror the focus is virtual. Okay, so what is the focus? uh, Focus is very simple. When the light when incident light is parallel to principal axis, then it will intersect what? It will intersect the principal axis at any point, and that point of intersection is called the focus. Very easy. So we can write the focus. Uh, it is the point on the principal axis where the reflected light ray incident from, or we can say incident parallel to principal axis principal axis intersect. Okay, it is the point on the principal axis where the reflected light rays incident parallel to principal axis. We can add one more point here. Then the reflected of light ray which, I think it must if you will not add this, it will be okay, but if you will add four words, then it will be more clear. So it is the point on the principal axis where the reflected light rays of light ray which incident parallel to principal axis intersect. Okay, everyone got it? Okay, then. So we can also define the focus in a different manner. The point on the principal axis where the light ray which is parallel to principal axis intersect after reflection. It is the point on the principal axis where the light ray which is parallel to principal axis intersect after reflection. I think this definition is much more clear, so you have to write it, but this is also okay. So this is the point where the light ray which is incident parallel to principal axis intersect after reflection. This is denoted by F. It is denoted by F. Next is the focal length. Focal length, very easy. The distance between the pole and the focus, this length, the distance between this focus and the pole, the distance between focus and the pole, this is the focus, this is the pole, so the distance between this pole and this focus is called focal length. This point is the focus, this point is the pole, so the distance between focus and pole is focal length. Very easy. Focal length is what? It is the distance between focal length, distance between pole and focus. Okay, and it is denoted by F. And one more thing, very important, this point, for a small mirror, F is equal to R by 2. F is equal to R by 2. What does it mean? It means focal length is half of the radius of focal length is half of the radius of curvature. If the radius of curvature is R, then focal length is F, then F is R by 2. And who will prove it? No one. It's very easy. If you will prove, then very good, and but if you are unable to prove, then watch my next lecture. In that lecture I will prove it. So students and friends, if you came here, that it means you are enjoying this video, and if you enjoyed this video, then like it, share it to your friend, and comment for suggestion, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.